So you've seen big grow tents packed with flowering plants. But what if I told you the secret to your best harvest might just start in something this small? And no, it's not just for seedlings. This little tent packs a punch for cloning, hardening off your plants, and even early veg. So stick around because I'm going to be breaking down how this compact grow tent might just be the most overlooked upgrade waiting to be added to your grow room setup.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Chad from 218 Cultivation. Today in this video, we're going to be diving into AC Infinity's Propagation Grow Tent, a small but mighty tool built for early stage growth. And honestly, it's actually way more versatile than most people realize. We're going to cover why you might need one, even if you already have a bigger tent, how this thing works with heat mats, humidifier, heater, humidity domes, and what makes this better than DIY seedling startups or setups, or even big box tents. So whether you're cloning, germinating, or just need a temporary home for your small plants, or if you have a perpetual grow, this little tent helps in so many ways. Okay, so here's some mistakes some growers can make or go wrong with their tents. They start their seedlings in a huge tent, which can waste an incredible amount of energy or even space. They make the cheap DIY boxes that never really hold the humidity or the heat in properly. So on the other hand, this tent, was designed specifically for early stage VPD, airflow, and light levels, holds the light in. Now the twist is the tent isn't just for seedlings. I've been using it to rooting my clones. My wife has been using it to store her plants before they get put out in the weather because it's too cold right now this time of year. So it's kind of just your seed starter, perfect for that. You don't need a big budget to grow smart. Sometimes the smallest tools have the biggest impact on your grows. Okay, so let's break it down. The tent is 24 inches by 22 by 24 inches. Small enough for a corner, big enough for a tray and a light. The material, same quality as their bigger tents. The canvas is very thick. Zippers are buttery, and it's fully lightproof. Several ventilation ports for running cables, probes, or even a small fan. I actually put a humidifier in mine, and I actually have a heater hooked up to mine. It's compatible with AC Infinity's UIS system, so you can connect to their controllers for temperature and humidity control. Okay, so here's how I have my propagation tent set up. I got a seedling mat that I use for my seedling tray or my cloning tray. I have them in a humidity dome. I had the AC Infinity Ion Beam S16 bar lights that I have attached to my bars in here. As you can see, they are magnetic. They stick very well if you have this in the horizontal mode. Obviously, there are two ways you can have this tent, horizontal or vertical. I put in a humidifier in here without the tube, so it just blows humidity in there, and I've hooked that up to my controller 69 Pro, which I had an additional one. I also attached the AC Infinity heater just to regulate my VPD levels in here. You can see I put my wife's plants in here. They're a temporary home for her. Humidity dome, obviously for my clones. So that's a pretty slick setup. It's does exactly what I need. You have a nice little fan that fits in the corner and it gives you a allow. Okay, so let's go over some pros and cons real quick because I love pros and cons. Here's a pro. It saves space, because it's small. Boosts generation and clone success because you got such a smaller environment. You can really dial in that and the environment that you need. It pairs with AC Infinity's gear for automation. You got the humidifier, you have the heater. It's small, durable, and easy to clean. Now, cons. It only fits small trays. It's not ideal for mid-veg, very early veg at the very latest. You need to buy the separate light. If it's not bundled, it doesn't come with any gear. One other thing, the zippers are very smooth, but they can snag if they're rushed. That's one thing about these tents. Is the only thing, most zippers got to be careful with them, but this still is heavy duty. So cons definitely outweigh the pros definitely outweigh the cons. I will say that. Okay, some final thoughts now. Now, if you're growing from seed or clone, this tent is a no-brainer. It's compact, efficient, and integrates beautifully with AC Infinity's grow equipment. So if you're like me, constantly juggling multiple stages of growth, it's actually a total lifesaver now that I've been using it. Don't forget to like this video if I've helped you out in any way. Drop a comment if you're using one, or even have questions. Also, you can subscribe if you want more tips or on dial-in home group setups and any of my other videos where I review AC Infinity equipment. Don't forget, you can use promo code 218Cultivate when you check out at AC Infinity or Amazon to save a little bit of cash on your next purchase of AC Infinity equipment. If you need any other promo codes, you can check out my website, 218cultivation.com, where I have other promo codes for different things that you can check out to save on other products. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in and thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.